Hello and welcome. My name is Peace Mitchell and I'm co-founder of Women Changing the World Press. Before we begin today, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that I live and work on, the people of Mamu country in North Queensland, and I'd also like to pay my respects to traditional owners and elders past and present right across Australia and the Torres Strait. Well, today I'm very excited to be here as we launch our latest book, Purpose and Passion. And I am chatting with one of the authors today, Emily Mitchell. Please join me in welcoming Emily.
Hello, Peace. How are you?
I'm great, Emily. It's wonderful to have you here today. Now, Emily, I would love you to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about you and the work that you do for people who might not have met you before.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Emily. I'm the founder of Motherhood Milestones, where I create heartfelt cards for real life mums and really celebrate those everyday moments of motherhood that we don't really talk about. But being a mother is all encompassing and what we do is so important. And I wanted to create a really mainstream, easy way to celebrate, recognize, and validate the mothers in our lives and just create space for those conversations about topics in motherhood that we don't talk about enough, like pregnancy and infant loss, IVF, postpartum, breastfeeding, feeling alone, just all those aspects, and give some voice to those conversations.
Yeah, amazing. It's so important, the work that you do in recognizing mums as well and the role that they have in our lives. But your chapter was called Birthing Business. Can you tell us about why you chose that title and what this chapter means to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I chose that title because in my chapter I liken growing and nurturing a baby to launching and growing a business, and I just found there were so many similarities, like they're uncanny between the parallels of business and babies. And our businesses are another one of our babies. So in my chapter I kind of break it into 4 sections: the preconception phase, where we prepare; the growth or pregnancy phase, where we grow; and the postpartum phase, where we nurture. And I just kind of talk about all those different lessons we learn and the identities we shift into, and really liken the motherhood to the businesswoman journey.
Yeah, I love that so much. Your journey to motherhood hasn't always been easy. Can you tell us a bit about your journey?
Yeah, so I gave birth in COVID. So I'm a COVID mum. And so that brought its own set of challenges. But also, I had a placental abruption and a postpartum hemorrhage, and really didn't feel respected by the medical staff at all through my transition into motherhood. And I just entered motherhood feeling really depleted and overwhelmed and unappreciated and unsupported. And I just really felt like I didn't know what I didn't know. And I felt like no one told me what to expect beforehand. And I think that's a real disservice to women and mothers. And that's why I started my business as well, to create that space for conversation so people are informed before they need to be, because I don't want any other mother entering motherhood how I did, feeling so overwhelmed and sore and unsupported and unacknowledged, and you kind of feel a bit crazy when you enter motherhood, because every single thing in your life changes and no one talks about it and no one prepares you for that. So I decided I needed to change that.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you've turned your pain and such a difficult experience that you had into your purpose and helping other women. Now, in your chapter, you explore the stages of business. And so you talk about the preparation stage. Can you tell us a bit more about that stage of business?
Yeah, absolutely. So the preparation stage is where, our ideas and our intentions are set. It's where, before things are cemented, we're just thinking about what we want to do and what problem we want to fix and how we want people to feel as they, intersect with our business. And the preparation phase is kind of key, right? Because everything else that flows on from there stems from how we've prepared. So I feel like that's a real foundational part of business and motherhood. And in motherhood, we don't do a lot of preparation. You might take a multivitamin or you might set yourself up health-wise, but in business, there's so much you can do to prepare, from like building a team or support network, or understanding who you are and what you want to do and who can support you along that journey. So there's a lot we can do in that preparation stage, which is exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. The next stage you talk about is the growth stage. And in your chapter, you talk about the importance of self-discovery and finding out who you are. Can you tell us a bit more about this?
Yeah, in that growth stage, I say it's where we grow our business, but more so it's where we grow ourselves. And I feel
Mm.
like understanding ourselves and being aware of who we are and what we came here to do, like what our purpose is on this earth, is so fundamental to how we succeed in business, because it's in that stage where we really um, get that motivation to keep going and find our why, like the why behind what we do. And that's really crucial on those good and bad days, because business is like life. Has its ups and downs, but if we're so committed to our, purpose, what we're doing in business, then we can ride those waves.
Yeah, absolutely. Then the next phase you talk about is the commitment phase, and you liken launching a business with actually giving birth. Can you tell us about this analogy and why launching a business is a little bit like having birth?
Yeah, well, it's that time of transition, right? So we've done all the planning and the groundwork and the preparation, but when we launch, we open it up to the whole world. Like, we're open for orders or inquiries, and we never quite know what's going to happen through that process either. So we don't know if, those orders and inquiries are going to fly in, or if they're going to be stagnant, or if we're going to have to try different things. And I think I mentioned in there, you write a birth plan or birth preferences around what you want and who you want there. And the launch is the same, but the focus on motherhood is so much the birth, and the focus on
Mhm.
business is so much the launch, but that is just one step in the journey, and it's one small step, and it's an important step, and we need to stop and recognize and celebrate those moments, obviously, but it's just one step. And I think so often we put so much focus into that and nothing afterwards, when the postpartum or the nurturing stage is really crucial to our business and motherhood success, where we need to put a lot of effort in.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with you. And so that final step that you talk about is the nurturing step. And I love that you talk about the fact that it takes a village. They say it takes a village to raise a child. But you say that it takes a village to get your business off the ground as well. Can you tell us a bit more about this?
Yeah, 100%. So when we give birth to anything, we figure out, oh, wow, doing this all alone by myself, every single little bit, is a bit overwhelming, right? So it can be burnout. We can experience burnout. But if we know what to expect in that kind of nurture stage, and we know the village and the kinds of people we need to bring on board, then we can have a really nurtured launch postpartum stage, right? So, you might want to bring in someone that develops your website, or does your SEO, or does your marketing, or does your cold call stockists, or like there's so many different aspects to business. And when you start, you're so, probably cash flow is low, and you're very like involved, and you want to do everything yourself. But often if you can bring in people to support you, then it frees you up to do the stuff that lights you up, and then your energy is stronger, and then you can really attract more of that, good feeling energy, instead of being really dug down in those like tasks you don't necessarily enjoy. And I know in motherhood we can't outsource a lot, but it's always nice to have, support people to come in and help you cook or clean or whatever, to make your life easier. It's the same in business. It's just creating more space to really dig down on the income producing activity or the relationship building activity that's going to nurture you through to succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Emily. I've really enjoyed chatting with you, and I loved your chapter as well, and all those analogies you made between motherhood and business. And I urge everybody to go out and get themselves a copy of Purpose and Passion. You can order it through our website, and our authors also have copies available for sale. So thank you so much, Emily, and thank you everybody for tuning in. We will see you again soon.
Thanks so much. Peace.
Thanks, Emily.